What's up, you weenies? I mean, babes. I mean,
Whoa,
drywallers.
weenies. We're just calling our listeners different names each week. But hey, welcome back to the Holes in Your Drywall podcast. And guess what it is, Reed?
It's a podcast.
Oh, you got me there. Guess what hole it is, you know?
Hole 10.
That's right. What's next week?
Never thought we'd get here. The toes. Next week, we on to the toes.
We on to the toes. But yeah, we've been doing this for 2 months, I think. Yeah, sure.
10 weeks.
Yeah, something like that. 10 episodes, and here we are. So let's go ahead and roll that intro music.
Roll it.
Holes in your drywall. Get hired.
And welcome back.
We back.
Yeah.
So we're hole 10. In my childhood, I put 27 holes in my parents' sheetrock.
Did you actually?
So we still have a ways to go to get to that point.
Dang, dude. Do you drink like only Monster when you were a kid?
My mom actually did not let me have energy drinks. Did you know in Norway you have to be 13 years old to buy an energy drink? I think that's so fascinating.
I'm pretty sure the first time I had it was like over at my friend's house because my mom said they weren't good for me. You want know another Gina story? I know she's listening. So we used to have a trampoline in my backyard because my parents were good parents and they got us whatever we wanted. Just kidding. But I guess a couple nice things. So we had a pretty big backyard, got a trampoline, and as a kid, you know, you're naturally getting on there and trying to do flips.
Yes.
So we could do front flips, which are harder than back flips. But my mom said, you can't do back flips. You're going to land and break your neck.
Not a lot of faith in you, I see.
I know. Yep. Thanks, mother. But after like 2 or 3 years, I just said, all right, I'm just going to do a backflip. And I did it. And that trampoline has got to be one of the best purchases they've ever had for
That's why
our childhood.
You can do gainers into the pool.
Yeah, that's where I learned to do a bunch of flips and contort my body and not be in gymnastics, even though
you use those long dancer's legs.
Got these stupidly long dancer's legs that just are so nimble.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't know how we got on that, I'll be honest. But shout out to Jerry and Gina for getting us a trampoline.
Yeah, my parents didn't let me get a trampoline. My dad thought it looked bad in the backyard, so I had it pretty rough growing up.
Yeah, but you know, you were also allowed to ride longboards and skateboards, and you could make, you know, cool mixtapes out of them. Shout out the one that's always in your car.
Were you not allowed to skateboard growing up?
I don't think I was coordinated enough. I did have a rocket power one. I remember that, a skateboard. But it got like messed up because at the tip, you know, like the tip, somehow it like broke off a piece of it and it looked gross. And I was like, I don't really want to do this. I was more of a scooter guy, you know? I take a razor to the ankle.
I bet. One of the coolest things I had growing up was I had a professional grade pogo stick. Have I talked about this before?
No.
It's like a $300 pogo stick that is air compressed. And I didn't use it a whole lot, but people will do like backflips on them. And yeah, I didn't use it a whole lot because it was too scary to actually do any tricks on it. But if you go like down the street and back, it was an incredible workout. So
I believe that. So is that like another reason that you are so good with the unicycle? Because
I think I just have good balance from a mixture of all of the things: longboarding, unicycling, biking, pogoing, wakeboarding, snowboarding.
Yeah, you're literally athletic at anything you try except gaming. But
I'll give you the hands, boy. Also, that's not athleticism.
Hey, they're esports.
No.
It takes a lot for hand-eye coordination, all right?
Yeah, okay. Well, the world champion in the most popular game was 13 years old, so shout out Booga, but esports are growing, but I still don't respect him.
Hurtful, but also understandable. Dude, So I was talking about unicycles, and that reminded me of wisdom teeth. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll go ahead and tell my wisdom teeth experience,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can tell yours because
Mm-hmm.
they're so similar in a way. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right, dude. Just calm down.
I mean,
So
just go ahead. Just do it.
okay, I will. Sophomore year of college, I was a late bloomer, so my wisdom teeth had already came in at this point, and they're like, "Yeah, you got enough space in your mouth to keep your wisdom teeth." I was like, "All right, bet I'll have to do surgery." And then I went in for teeth cleaning uh, one time, and then they're like, "Yeah, you have a cavity, which is the only cavity I've ever had, and it was on a wisdom tooth." So they're like, "Yeah, it's just easier to take it out than to like actually try." And I was like, "I don't know if you're saying this
Mm-hmm.
for money reasons or what." Ended up getting it taken out, or wisdom teeth taken out my spring break of sophomore year. One of the best spring breaks I've ever had. Um, After the first day, my mom wouldn't let me take the prescribed medicine because I would be. She said I would get addicted to it,
Oh,
which I don't.
well,
I don't know because I
that's
didn't have it long enough to know if I would be addicted.
you only got it for a day.
Yeah.
So, well,
Um,
I'm glad the doctors prescribed it, anyways.
yeah. So pretty non-productive week. You and Alex came over and visited with me. That was cool. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And I also watched the whole Jersey Shore, like 1 through
Yes, you
6.
did.
That
Yeah.
was my wisdom teeth. Great time.
You know, I think that was the first time I ever went over to your house.
Is that the only
It,
time you've been?
no, I've been over a couple times, but I think that was the first time. And I used the bathroom in your upstairs. And while I was taking a poop, I think Clap FaceTimed me. And so I took a FaceTime call while I was on the John
In the
upstairs,
bathroom.
probably yelling into my phone. And then Aaron, when I re-entered his room, he's like, "Yeah, man, were you on a call in there?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah." He's like, "Well, my parents' room is right next to that."
It
So,
shares a wall with the bathroom.
Gina, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry that you had to hear me screaming into my phone on the John in your house. I'm sure that was a good first impression for you. So
Yeah.
I guess I'll jump into my experience, and I knew I was gonna be all doped up, and so I was like, in my head, I was like, I need to record everything I do, and so I started off hot. That then my mom told me that the nurse, as she like dropped me off in my mom's car, was like, "You're gonna have fun with this one," because apparently I met someone that I knew like back in the waiting room, waiting for the drugs to wear off. Like I was talking to them, and then I started recording myself once I got outside, and I don't remember exactly why, but I yelled to the nurse, "Hey, Obama would be proud, bruh." And then from there, I just talked about everything, and I kept pulling the like paper out of my mouth or the gauze out of my mouth, and my mom just kept like shoving it into my mouth and like telling me to put it back where it was. And I was so doped up, I was like, I obviously I couldn't figure out where to do it, so I like my mouth was a bloody mess. I was screaming into my phone, and then I get home and I decided I was going to run down the street. So I took off running, and then I came back and I rode my unicycle because I was feeling good on those drugs.
I don't
And
know how you did that. Um,
yeah, if you want the full video, it's on my YouTube page.
I was literally about to.
I got my
Yeah,
wisdom teeth out.
183 views.
You're kidding.
No, I'm looking at it right now.
That's viral. That's my best
It's
video yet, I think.
that's got almost. It's got a lot of views, like more than we ever get. Dude, speaking of views, Quibi, we can view stuff on it, and we're definitely doing a review.
Sick transition.
Yeah, I know, right? Views, Quibi. Some people say this is a running joke that we have on our podcast. It's not.
It's not. We're just really trying to get around to doing it.
We just very two busy men.
Yeah, we haven't. We're just yeah.
And I have some good news. So I haven't watched anything on Quibi yet. Have you?
Well, that's not good news. That's bad news, Aaron. But no, I also haven't. It's probably because it's not free. If it was free, I would have started watching yesterday. But the
Yeah.
whole 90-day trial.
Well, here's the thing. I haven't watched anything, but I heard on another podcast. I'm not gonna shout them out because no free clout. They were talking about this clip on Quibi, and I was like, no way, this is a real thing. I have to go look for it, and it's on Twitter. And I'm gonna share my screen. Boopy blah blah. So Reed hasn't seen this yet.
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Losing my bleeping mind. Wow, Aaron, way to
It says
use
effing.
explicit
I don't know why
language.
you see bleeping. It says losing my bleeping mind at this Quibi show where an actual Emmy winner, Rachel, plays a woman obsessed with her golden arm. Okay,
Yep.
and
So
quite
this is going to be really good for the audio viewers of this podcast.
Yeah, which is a good thing we get most of our views on YouTube.
Yep. So I'm going to explain it a little bit while it's going on. So this lady coughed on her gold arm.
Yeah, so she has a
Well,
golden
don't
arm.
pause it. Don't pause it. Keep it going. That way it's not.
They can't hear it.
They can't. Oh, so they'll be able to hear the clip.
Yeah.
All
Can
right.
you
well,
hear
then
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Then, of course, winter came. Ella got sick.
The tests have come in that it is pulmonary gold disease. As long as your body keeps absorbing the gold through your skin, there's very little I can do. You've got to take off that prosthetic.
No, I can't take off my golden arm. Ever.
Sir? Whatever she wants. It's okay. I'm right here.
I had a dream. A terrible dream.
All right, I don't know what the rest is.
That's good. My favorite part is that it starts off by her sneezing on her golden arm.
She's getting sicker.
Like I'm sick and I love my golden arm. Sneeze on it. My second favorite part is how high the production value was for this incredible storyline. I would hate for them to shortchange this awesome storyline with not using an expensive camera, but yeah.
Pulmonary gold disease.
I hate when I get that. When I'm wearing my heavy Jesus piece, sometimes I get that pulmonary gold disease.
Honestly. But then they're just like, yeah, like take the arm off and you can live. I can't do that. The husband's just sitting there. Yeah, whatever she wants. If she wants to die, that's cool too.
Yeah. We can't get her a silver arm because then it's not gold.
Like she's like a bad James Bond villain. Golden.
What? Golden eye?
Golden eye. There's golden face from Michael Scarn.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
So that's what we're missing on Quibi. So now I'm very intrigued.
I'm glad they spent $460 million for advertising to bring us to that show. That's probably the top hit on Quibi. I can't imagine them making anything better than that.
Honestly, I don't know. We'll have to see next week when we actually watch it and do an in-depth review.
It's coming. It's coming. They think we're joking, but we're not.
You know what else I watched? Well, kind of watched this week.
Space Force?
Space Force. I watched the first 3 episodes. I had to watch the first one twice because then I was, but I don't know. Don't know if I want to finish it.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Space Force is Steve Carell's new show. It's he wrote it with Greg Daniels, another writer of The Office.
Parks and Rec.
Yeah, like a highlight cast for this show, and it's one of the most high def. It's probably the highest def sitcom ever made because I think it's a Netflix original, and Netflix has a crazy budget. And so the idea of Space Force, they're making fun of the President Trump wanting to create a branch of the military to take over the moon. It's pretty funny. It's really over the top, which, like I was telling Aaron earlier, I like that about it, even though I can't really think of a sitcom that I personally like that's over the top like that. The name is escaping me. Arrested Development. That one's too over the top for me. But I like that they went that route with this because I would hate for those two to try to recreate something close to The Office.
Yeah, I don't know. I just see. I like Arrested Development for the first like 3 or 4 seasons, and then when Netflix took it over, it was bad. It just like I don't. This shouldn't be a show anymore. Space Force. It was very hit or miss. A lot of misses. You know. Oh man,
Yeah,
I laugh at a lot of parts, but then the other parts are just kind of like this is cringe, kind of dumb, pretty
yeah.
dumb.
I think the biggest problem with it is all of the jokes are kind of like slap you in the face. Like you can't miss the jokes. They're not subtle. There's no subtle humor in that.
Yeah.
Which again, I don't like sitcoms like that are like that. But I'm glad they went that route. I guess. Maybe I'm taking that back. Maybe I would like this to be more like The Office with subtle humor and
I
but
feel like
the
they
concept
can't.
of Space Force you can't really.
Yeah. Well, I feel like since it's such a big role, like Michael Scott for him, and like The Office was such a big show, I feel like they
Mhm.
want to branch out and try something different.
Yeah.
But they're just, I don't know, they're kind of cursed by that. Like, hey, this is your one big row in TV, not like movies, because obviously he's bigger
Yeah.
in movies.
Yeah, he can do any role in movies. Yeah. I mean, I like that they're doing something different. I just don't like the type of humor, I guess, is how I would.
Oh, was that a dog in the background? Because I can hear
Yeah.
it.
Um,
Can you tell quiet on the set?
hey, Melly,
Hey, you hussy.
stop kicking yourself in the neck, you big dumb idiot. Uh,
Just
for
go,
the
why don't you go eat some rocks?
yeah, for the non-YouTube people, I also have a cute little poodle in my arms.
Oh, Wilson.
His name's Wilson. I love him.
So has Melly actually been eating rocks or just
So my dog's name is Melly, and she likes to pick
she's
up
a
all the
purebred mutt?
50% awesome, 50% perfect. We love her, but she takes rocks from like the garden and just drops them in the grass. Right now, her record is 12 before I picked them up. There's usually 4 or 5 sitting in the grass, but one time she made it all the way to 12. She picks them
That's
up, she carries around, she drops them. It doesn't, not a whole lot of rhyme or reason to it. She's not very smart.
dude. Yeah, I can agree with Melly not being that smart. She
Hey,
is quite the hussy.
she is a big old huss. So I had something weird happen yesterday.
Hit me with it.
So I woke up at 7 and I put
AM or
on
PM?
AM.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if I've ever actually slept until 7. I think 6 might be my record.
Oh my gosh.
Well, if you stay up until 12 to 8 uh, 12 in the morning,
Till noon.
if you stay up till noon, then you sleep until 7. It's just what happens.
Okay.
That part of my life, my life was taken over with Lost. I binge watched it for my junior year spring break. All I did was watch Lost, and I got to the point where I was watching it from like 8 at night to noon every day. I don't know why my body naturally shifts to that
You could
sleep
say you were
schedule.
pretty lost with your sleep schedule.
Yeah. So, anyways, I wake up at 7 and I put on a podcast to go back to sleep because there were some people in my house that were making a lot of noise and I wanted to block that out. So I put on a podcast, but I didn't put on a sleep timer. So I fell asleep to the podcast, and the next podcast that came up was our podcast. And so I started dreaming about our podcast because I was hearing it. And in my dream, I was trying to turn off the podcast because it was driving me nuts. I was like, I turned your phone off, I turned my phone off, I turned my laptop off,
Wait,
and
I
I
was
could
with
not.
you?
Yeah, I don't know. I could not find the source of our podcast, and it was an outer body experience for me because it was like I was watching myself trying to turn off my own voice. It was kind of Inception, like, and
Dude,
I'm
fourth
sure,
wall.
yeah, I'm sure like my version that was in the podcast was also trying to turn off the podcast. And so it just kept going and going. I was looking at myself trying to turn off the pod. It was unenjoyable. In that moment, I decided I'm going to quit the pod. And I thought I would tell you now that I'm done.
No, come on. We're almost to the toes.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, okay. You just don't fall asleep to our podcast. This is just Reed. I'm sure I could fall asleep to it, mainly because we're not that exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because it's really good.
Well, well, it woke me up. So maybe it's
An
just
alarm.
maybe we're so exciting that we wake people up.
So exciting, or you're just so thrown off that you're hearing your own voice
Yeah,
from not you.
everyone listening to this, record yourself talking for an hour and then play it when you fall asleep and let yourself wake up to it and see what kind of dreams you have. Take melatonin for advanced effects. Take meth if you really want advanced effects.
Insert meth if you want it. I don't really know how that drug works. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I don't either. I just
yeah. Insert meth. All right.
So we're gonna try a new segment this week. Is that where you were going?
Yeah. Trying to get a transition. I think we're about halfway. God, around there. Yeah.
Yeah. So Aaron, would you rather smell like cigs or be morbidly obese?
How big is morbidly obese?
For you, let's say 400 pounds.
Oh God.
I'd rather smell like cigs all day than be fat.
Honestly.
Well, not fat. I'd be okay with a dad bod. I'd rather smell like cigs than be obese.
I'd be fine with being overweight, but obese, that's kind of drawing the line. Cigs, at least you could try and musk it. I don't know.
No, that's a loophole. There's no loopholes either.
Well, here's the thing: nothing mixes with cig smoke, so you're just gonna make it worse.
If you
whatever, I'll just smell like cigs.
Yeah, and the people around you, I feel like, would just get used to it. So, would you rather have to be vegan for the rest of your life, or missing an eyeball?
Honestly, vegan. I think that'd be kind of cool.
What
do you know? I mean, I don't really have any thought behind it, but missing an eye, I'd get a lot of weird looks. Wait a second. Nope. I miss an eye. Then I can get an eye patch. I'd be like a pirate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pirate holder.
Who needs to be vegan? Just kidding. If you're vegan, that's cool. I would choose it if I didn't have to.
If you're vegan, you suck. You suck.
That's not true. Plant-based? Vegan-based? I don't really know.
I came up with this question, so I've been able to think about it for like a week. And I still haven't been able to come to a conclusion, because if I was forced to be vegan, then I feel like I would be able to enjoy it more and have more freedom in it. If I was choosing to be vegan, then I would be missing ice cream and cheese and hamburgers and everything else that I eat. But if I was forced to be vegan, I might actually enjoy it, because then I would stay skinny and smell like cigs.
It's not a combination thing.
It's these don't compile.
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
these aren't adding on. I'm not losing an eye and smelling like cigs.
Then you'd really be a pirate.
Arr.
Would you rather live in China or Russia?
Russia, easy. China is like super strict, communist. They have basically cameras watching you at all times, and they literally just can send you off to a camp if they want to, and or take you out, which really scares me. So I'll take the cold in Russia and Moscow. I don't know.
Russia also is kind of like that. I mean,
I guess
their government controls like what you can see and stuff.
Yeah, but not. I don't think the Chinese extent.
Not quite as bad. Not quite as bad.
Yeah, I like their. I'd probably get a mule there. Moscow.
A Moscow mule.
Yeah,
that's my favorite drink by far. It's not even a question.
Huh.
I think it's tough because I've been to China and I haven't been to Russia. So I kind of want to say China, but I honestly think Russia would probably be a better fit, because there's less people, more room. And the cities in Russia, from what I've seen on the internet, kind of look like you're in the future, which I think would be cool. So I'm going to be a vegan that smells like cigs who lives in Russia.
It's not stacking, dang it.
You don't know that. Would you rather have dry eyes forever or a runny nose?
Okay. Dry eyes, do I get like
eye drops?
Eye drops, yeah.
Yeah, you get them, but they don't work because your eyes are dry forever.
And runny nose, there's nothing I could I'd have tissues.
I mean, yeah.
Probably a runny nose. I don't know, man. I don't like having eye problems, and a runny nose I feel like wouldn't be that bad as long as you have stuff to blow it in. Dry
I'm gonna
eyes
go with
suck.
dry eyes because they're both uncomfortable, but the runny nose is messy. So you're dealing with bodily fluid all day. Where dry eyes, it's kind of like, yeah, it's uncomfortable, but at least you're not having to constantly wipe your nose.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have contacts. I wear glasses sometimes, so I don't really know what dry eyes feel like to the like to an irritating point.
Hmm.
I don't know.
It's pretty awful, I'll tell you that.
That's why I'm choosing the runny nose.
Hmm. So
Hmm.
I was watching a bunch of NBA YouTube videos the other day because I missed the season.
Like what kind? Like throwback, TBT,
Um, I was
throwbacks
watching
on Thursdays.
Jimmy High Roller. He does really good videos that are filled with a lot of obscure stats, and I love obscure stats.
You do.
I do. And so I was I got down the rabbit hole and hey, hussy, stop it. Melly's licking her bum right in front of me. Um, Gross. And so I watched a video with Rachel, Brian Windhorst, and I think Kendrick Perkins, and they were talking about what the NBA playoff structure should be. Talking about should they do like college seeding or like just a 1 through 16 seed, which obviously the East would not want because they would have less teams and the West is better. But it got me thinking, and I really hope that the NBA does a unique playoff structure this year because it's like, why not? It's going to be one of you can't
You killed
pick
it.
a
Quiet on the set.
yep,
Can you
quiet
kick
on the
her out of
set.
the room?
Hey Melly, leave the room. All right,
Okay, thank you.
should be good now. They're not going to have a better opportunity to try a unique playoff structure, you know?
Well, here's the thing. They're gonna do whatever it takes to get the Pelicans in the playoffs because Zion. That's the
No,
only thing. Yes. You don't believe that.
no, no.
The only reason I saw things that like they're gonna make it like a 10. They're opening up to like the bubble teams or something in the West. I don't know.
That's probably because Damian Lillard said, I'm not going to play if my team can't actually have a legitimate shot of making it to the playoffs. Did you see that? And then the next quarterback called Damian Lillard like weak and privileged and stuff. And it's like, okay, obviously you don't know Dame because he's like the most humble superstar there is. But I
Oh
don't
no,
get what.
they would do 20 teams, so
Mm,
10 for 10 from each. And you know what number the Pelicans are in the West?
10.
Yep,
Yeah.
Trailblazers are 9. So
Trailblazers are 9. Okay. Well, I mean, I get why Dame was complaining, but it was like, all right, it's your fault for not being in the playoff race. Like, you guys, I get that the Blazers have some injuries, but they should be in the playoff race, no question.
dude, it's literally like Grizzlies are in the 8th. It's 18 games back, and it's the Trailblazers and Pelicans and the Kings all at 21 and a half games back.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's the only close race. I don't know. I would love for them to bring back the playoffs. I don't know how they do it. It kind of makes me interested. Um, I don't think it'd be fair to do like the top 16 because I feel like the West would come out on top easily, except
Mm-hmm.
for 3 teams in the East. Are you getting a video right now? You're not even listening to me, are
No,
you?
I'm listening.
Okay. I mean, the Bucks, Raptors, Celtics all have a chance in the East. 76ers, 6th seed. So they could be a
Yeah.
sleeper. Aren't they going to have like an announcement when the playoffs are coming out?
Well, it's not if the or when the playoffs. It's if the playoffs. I don't know what you said anymore. I can't remember. But I will be so disappointed if the playoffs don't happen because it was gearing up to be the best Western Conference playoffs of all time, given that the Clippers and the Lakers both make it. But I really wish that they would just do like college and just do like a 1 to 64 seeding. Obviously, there's not 64 teams.
By week.
What is there? 32 teams? I can't.
30.
30 teams. Yeah. And then just like the best team plays the worst team and so forth.
Well, here's
And
the
if
thing:
they
if
did it
you're
like that,
if you're the Warriors at 15-50, you go against the Lakers. Why would you even play your like Curry and Thompson?
to try to beat them.
Touche. Didn't think about that.
Well, I mean, they wouldn't this year because
Yeah.
obviously they won't win with. I mean, Clay hasn't recovered from his ACL, and Steph. I could see Steph playing actually, since he was making the comeback before it
He
got.
played a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know, but like I thought they were gonna come out with the announcement soon. That's the thing. Maybe
yeah,
we're time gating this.
I think there's just it's all up in the air with everything going on in the world right now.
So what would the best playoff structure that you'd want to see?
1 to 15 seed. Well, the 1 seed plays the 15 seed, just like college.
Okay.
Or cut it in half and do like a 3-game series and include more teams, but not all of them, and do 3-game series until like the conference finals, and then do a 7-game series. I don't know. I can't decide if I like 7-game series because there's very little room for underdogs to win. I mean, it's happened before, but it's not like college basketball where Virginia, the number 1 seed, can lose in the first round one year and then the next year win the championship. There's just not that level of unpredictability to it, which I kind of like in basketball and kind of miss in the NBA.
You think they should go back to a 5-game series for the first 2 playoff games?
Yeah, I think so.
Not playoff games, but like the
Series.
Yeah.
Well,
Interesting.
anyways, your birthday's coming up.
2 weeks, man.
You want
2
anything for your
weeks.
birthday?
I don't know. I really don't have any plans. Don't know what I'll be doing. Probably I'll just be working. It's like a Wednesday. Once you turn 21 and after that, your 22nd, 23rd, anything on,
Nothing matters.
It's another day. Yeah. Nothing matters. I don't really want anything because most of the stuff I want, I either buy myself or don't buy because it's stupid. So I feel like I'm a pretty hard person to shop for because
you
if
do
I see
like
something,
treating yourself.
gotta treat yourself.
Treat yourself. 2020. Are you going to be in your new house for your birthday?
Yeah. So we start moving in next week.
Well, maybe I'll buy you a succulent then.
Gross, dude.
What's the best birthday party you've ever had? Or were
Best?
you allowed to have birthday parties because you were obese? Were you too?
I was not obese. Okay, let's not be strain that.
That's not what Megan Grimes said.
Yeah, I know. Megan.
Someone fact checked the pod and said you were. So
Yeah.
was Gina too embarrassed by your weight to throw your birthday parties or not?
Not obese. I was a little chunky, but not like obese.
Chonk.
I was a chonk. Yeah. Best birthday party? Dude, I can't even remember most of the ones I've had. The last, I guess my 20th and 21st. I was at Young Life camps. My 20th one was really cool because Waken, he was there with me and he got his boss to drive to Denver, which is like an hour away. He was going there to pick up like his girlfriend or something. And then Tommy picked up Freddy's on the way back and like gave it to me at camp because it was the first time I've had that with like 3 months. So that was cool.
Yeah, that's big.
And then the next one, my 21st, which I was at another Young Life camp, I got to go to a brewery with Ike, but we didn't get any beers. We just got like pizza because we're at Young Life.
Yeah.
And then Will, my intern, got me like a carrot cake, like a little bun cake thing. It was really cool. I don't know. Just I'm not a huge birthday guy.
Yeah.
But those times were definitely awesome. I'll say that. What about you? You got a
nothing
birthday?
really like sticks out in particular other than like going paintballing is awesome. I love paintballing.
Dude.
And my 21st was cool. We went axe throwing. I like throwing axes. But
somebody got iced and then So me and Clap bought Reed the big things of ice,
Mm-hmm.
like not just the small ones. And he's a good sport. He gets iced. He does it, gets about, I'll probably say 5-6 of the way through of the big bottle.
Yep.
And we're all surprised at this point. And then Reed just like, all right, I'm gonna go throw up. Just,
You know,
I don't even know if you said anything.
I wasn't drunk. I was sober. That was probably my second drink, but it was just the sheer amount of liquid that was entering my stomach, and I knew that I was going to throw up before I started. I told Natalie, I said, I'm going to throw up, but it
It was
was
a
my
good sport.
birthday, and I did it, and yeah, it wasn't fun.
Yeah. Let's see. Dude, we're gonna do over underwear.
Over underwear?
Over underwear.
Overrated, underrated. It's everyone's favorite segment of the podcast because it's the only one with a name. Gosh dang it. I'm sorry if you can hear the dogs running around. I keep getting up to close the door, but my door doesn't latch, so Melly just keeps plowing through the door. Just nose first into the door like a big old hussy. Okay, Cliff Bars, overrated, underrated.
Oh gosh, I put this on there and I don't even know. I'll have to say underrated because I like them, and I think compared to other granola bars, they're pretty dang good.
Overrated. I've had too many granola bars in my life. I'm over them. Online
Okay.
shopping, overrated, underrated.
So underrated. I mean, if we're gonna talk about clothes, it's maybe a different story. I don't know, but like you can get anything online. That's what's so cool. Like I could go buy a huge TV. I don't even know, a sick PC to game some more. You can buy anything. You can buy a car. I actually don't know if you can buy cars.
No, you can buy cars online. Tesla is one of the cars that you can buy online.
Okay, that's cool. Where are you going, Reed?
I'm letting Melly outside, and I was being discreet about it until you brought it up. Now everyone knows.
Well, I'm just looking at the camera. We're going for a ride.
Yep. Online shopping, kind of underrated, but also I hate it because everything I buy never fits me.
Yeah.
Concerts, overrated, underrated.
I've only been to like 3.
What?
Maybe 2. Well, I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. Like 3 actual concerts, so I would have to say they're underrated. Yeah, 3 concerts. That's right.
I'm gonna say once a year they're totally underrated and awesome. The rest of the time they are overrated because I hate big groups of people and all the waiting around and standing. I usually go to
Very fair.
concerts where I have to stand in the pit and my legs get so tired and you can't go get water because then you'll have to pee, and if you pee then you lose your spot, and it's a mess. Yep. My worst concert experience ever was also my best concert experience ever, though. I went to 21 Pilots at the Granada, which is a very small venue in Lawrence, and it was before 21 Pilots was cool. Now I'm not really a 21 Pilots fan, and if I was, I'd be too ashamed to say it. But back in the day, they were nails. Cool. No, I don't, and I don't wear eyeliner, and I'm not that angsty. But so we had to sit through these very long openers, and I was a sophomore in high school. I was pretty small and timid, and there was a thick, sweaty hussy standing next to me, and she had just no regard for me, and I was getting bodied by this fat chick, and she was sweating all over me, and it was absolutely miserable. But then when 21 Pilots came out, kind of whittled my way away from her a little bit, and I got to hold up a wooden pallet that they were sitting on drumming and covering the drums in water, and I was just getting splashed. And so that was really cool.
Probably had to say I don't really have a worse one because I've only been to 3. Other than the ride to Need to Breathe, which we can talk about another time.
Oh.
We can talk about that next podcast, or I don't know if you want to put in the notes.
Yeah, Blake and Clapp got in a fight on our way to Need to Breathe, and it was so awkward and almost ruined the whole experience for us.
Yeah, before the concert too. But my best one was either that, because being with you guys, and that was like my first actual concert. Either that one, or I went to a Star Wars concert,
Oh
like a Star
my
Wars concert.
nerd!
It was so cool. Because the music, John Williams, I believe it's John Williams, right? He just has a great, I don't know, music, and I got to go with my grandpa and Alex, so that was a good fun time,
Yeah, well, any time you're with the Holler guys, it's fun. So
Good old Jerry Senior.
yeah, my song of the week would be.
Hey, today I learned. Totally tried to skip me out.
Yeah,
but
well,
guess what?
I thought the transition from concert to song would be good, but I came in way too timid. So let's go with what you
Way
learned
too
today.
timid. We're all about hard entrances. We're all about breaches.
Today I learned.
Okay.
I learned it today.
Today I learned in 2005. Sorry. A Chinese man found that he could still buy lottery tickets within a 5-minute window after the winning numbers were announced. This allowed him to win over $4 million. When Chinese authorities caught on, he was sentenced to life in prison. Life.
He really didn't do anything illegal though, because there's no rule saying you can't buy this ticket 5 minutes
The
after.
whole McMillian scandal again.
That's a great show. Watch that on HBO, everyone.
Yeah, that's what I learned.
That's a good one. I like that. I don't know if I'm proud of that guy, or if I feel bad for him.
He was kind of smart, and then
yeah, I wonder if that happened in the United States, if it would have the same outcome of him going to jail. Definitely would have gone to jail for life.
Yeah,
but probably would have just had to return all the money and no jail time, is what I would suspect.
That's our expert opinion.
We're good at speculating. My song of the week is "Sitting on the Dock of the Bay" by Otis Redding. It's one of the greatest songs of all time.
Oh wow, sitting on
the dock of the bay.
Mine is gonna be "As You Find Me" live by Hillsong United. Been really into Hillsong worship, Hillsong.
Silhong.
It's by worship.
Wilhong's worship.
I don't know. They have a lot of bands, but it's also good.
Oh yeah, why does Hillsong have so many different little branches?
I couldn't tell you.
It's impossible to keep track of.
They have their worship band. They have United, and then they have their Young and Free, which is like more polky sound. I don't know. I just enjoy the music.
I like Hillsong, but that concert was kind of a scam.
I didn't go to it. Did I?
Did you not? No, well, it was Blake, Taylor, Clapp, Grace.
Nope. Yeah, I didn't go to it.
Yeah, that's because you weren't invited.
Yeah, I also didn't get to go to the Ben Rectum concert, but it's cool.
Who went to that?
I know Clapp did, because somehow he got a sign.
Well, I don't think you missed anything.
Dude.
All right, well, thanks for listening to us.
Thank you for listening.
You loyal babes.
That's right. Go ahead, share this podcast with a friend through text.
Smash the like, smash the subscribe.
Smash rating.
Give us your constructive compliments.
Yep, only compliments. And we'll see you next week for the toes.
The toes. Holes.